Welcome, Adam Eckersley. How are you?
I'm going good, Kylie. Good to talk to you.
That's good. Adam, I know you're about to go and perform at the Rooty Hill RSL very shortly, and thanks for your time. So are you nervous? Are you excited?
Just ready to get up and have a jam. Bit of both. It's hard to figure out whether it's nerves or excitement sometimes. It all sort of blends in and you just got to use whatever's going on.
So let's go back a little bit. Most people would know that Adam Eckersley is in a band and is married to Brooke McClymont. What they may not know about you is that some time ago you were in Australian Idol. So
yes.
Take us back to that, Adam, and how did that all come about?
I've tried to forget most of that experience, but I'll try and recall. The Idol thing come about. I was in a sort of a bluesish band for about 5 years, and we just played around sort of everywhere, and it broke up. So I was moping. It was called Blue Zone, the band was.
Yep.
And I was moping around the house for 6 months, I suppose, after that, because it becomes your identity, you know. I was always the guitar player from Blue Zone, and when that was gone, I hadn't done anything else either. That was kind of I'd played in different bands and stuff, but that was the first full-on band I'd been in for any length of time. And one of my mates was going to try out for Idol, and I said I'd go down for a bit of company for him. And I was dating Brooke at the time, and she said, why don't you just go in it, you know? You're doing nothing else. You're just moping around the bloody house. And so I did, and my mate ended up not trying out on the day. He didn't feel like doing it, so I went on it, and I got through till the top 24 or whatever it is before I got kicked off. It wasn't really my bag, but it gave me something to do, and it also kicked me back into gear to get... All I wanted to do was go and sit in the corner of a pub again after I'd been on that show.
So it got you motivated again?
Certainly did. I come home and I put another band together, and we started... Because I was still playing in pubs, but I was doing a lot of solo stuff and not really enjoyable gigs and what have you. And, it motivated me to get another band together and get back on the road pretty much.
Adam, I'm sure that the Australian Idol people would love the fact that you just said, I just did it because I had nothing else to do.
Well, that was so true. I think they knew too that I didn't really like it. Like, it wasn't my band. At the time, I think I sort of shot myself in the foot a bit too. I was a bit rebellious.
Why does
I didn't really do as I was supposed to do on a show like that. You know, you're supposed to
Adam, this does
all your
not
dirty
surprise
laundry,
me.
But it all sort of culminated in a big, lecture to the whole group of everyone about the image of the show and how we're supposed to be upstanding citizens and not drinking the beers and having the smokes after the show in public and all that. So me being me at the time, I went harder than I should have. And of course I knew a heap of the dudes that were playing in the backing band. We went out on a night. This never actually got put into the public arena because
I'm sure
they got rid of me beforehand. But anyway, long story short, I fell asleep at about 4:30 in the morning in the shower of the Siebel Hotel at Surrey Hills. I flooded the 3 rooms of the hotel and the conference room. So I trashed my first motel room in my sleep. I'm not real proud of it. I sort of woke up and there was water sort of licking just at the bottom of the electrical socket, and I was like, man, that's probably not the coolest thing you've done. And luckily, I was in a bit of a weird headspace because I'd been trapped in this fishbowl of a motel for a couple of weeks, and I don't do well in the city as it is. And but luckily, I was in this headspace that I was sleeping with my guitars and that. So all my guitars were on my bed. Thankfully, they didn't get flooded. So that was a good thing. But anyway, that was the end of my journey.
I knew this would be a funny interview.
I was like, can't you just, I don't know, put that in a newspaper? Be something. I didn't feel like talking about anything else that was going on in my life. I don't know. I stayed in contact with a few of the people that were on it that year with me, and they all still tend to have a laugh anytime I talk to them.
Cool. All right, well, moving back into the present, your new band has hit the ground running and it's a big name in country music. And what do you put that down to?
Well, I'm not like, I don't know. That's cool to hear that, actually. That we're getting a name, you know.
Absolutely.
We just turn up and do our job and split. But I guess all the guys I'm playing with are awesome musicians. We've all been around the scene for forever, and bring a lot of different influences to the band. We've all played in country bands, but we've never been exclusively country. We've played a bit of jazz stuff, played some blues, played in rock bands. So we all just have a general common love for music, and there's something special about getting a band together, dudes that hang together and jam and practice and do all that sort of stuff, and as opposed to doing the session muso thing,
Yeah, for sure. And I guess you should say bands that all have really hairy characters.
Well, I think that
you've got that Grizzly
all of
Adams
us are very like-minded, We're not really too concerned with looking like One Direction or something and clean cut and whatever. We don't want to give people the wrong impression.
At the brewery, as you know, I was taking photos, and I looked at a couple of the photos and I thought, my goodness, if you didn't know who this bloke was, you would just think, man, this is just like the Ozark Mountain Daredevil.
Great band, the Ozarks. See, all them bands are huge influences on me. I can remember getting turned on to the Ozarks like when I was 17 or something, and all that sort of stuff. And the other guys in the band are the same. We've all got similar interests and what have you. And I mean, I haven't really shaved or got haircuts regularly
I can tell.
for 12 years or something. And
you're joking.
No, I get one haircut a year whether I need it or not. And I'm a bit like Joe Dirt. I can't craft my beard. It just is patchy, so it turns out looking the way it is. I just grow my moustache longer to cover up the parts that don't grow. It's my beard's the pup in the band. Like Scotty, the bass player, he came to Nashville with us a couple of years ago when I was over there touring with the wife, and he stayed for a month and just didn't shave because we were all just hanging out, partying and whatever else. And he's got an awesome beard, and that's where he started. And he sort of went, I can get used to this not shaving business, and so his has really come along well.
He's a pretty wild looking dude too.
And Benny's is cranking as well.
Okay, so you've got a brand new single out, Should Have Known Better. Now, this is a great song, I might add, but there's a little bit of controversy surrounding the single at the moment. And so tell me about the song.
Well, it's about a stripper. And I've never been too good at, if it's about a stripper, it's about a stripper. You can't really sugarcoat that. And I think it come about from a discussion I was having with a couple of fellas that wrote it with, Scotty and Lindsay. And every bloke has been at some point or another to a strip joint when they're younger. And if the stripper's doing a good job, you end up leaving feeling like she loves you, and then you walk out.
You're a card.
I did it when I was 18. I went on a buck show to the Gold Coast, and all the lads, I was a mechanic at the time, and all the lads were older than me, and they were cracking up laughing because I was convinced this bird was fully into me, but all she done was suck me bloody wallet dry. So we wrote the song about it, and it was just intended to be a bit of fun, a bit of a beer drinking song. And then when we went to do the film clip, we were like, well, if a song's about a truck, you put a truck in it. If it's about a card game, you put a card game in it. If it's about boobies and strippers, you put boobies in it, And we've had people saying, is this what it's come to? You have to use naked women in your film clips to sell music? It's like, hey, man, listen to the lyrics. It's about a stripper. We're not going to put a stripper in every one of our film clips.
I hear that Facebook wasn't overly happy with it either.
Yeah, we've had some mixed comments, Yeah.
Someone told me, and I didn't get to see it on Facebook, I've seen it in other places now, but someone told me that within 30 seconds of it being up on Facebook, it was back down again. Is that right?
The first time it went up, it took 2 hours and it was down. And then it went up again, and it actually lasted the second time. And the third time, well, it's still going, so I don't know.
Is that you being persistent? Keep putting it back up, or is that other people?
I don't actually know who keeps putting it back up. I think it's the record label. I'm not sure. But it keeps getting back up there somehow, and I'm like, cool. But we keep losing our view count.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. You will too, that's right. Cause
every time it goes back up, like we had 2,000 views in a couple of days. It was great. Well, then we lost them all.
Adam, you've recently signed to a label, which in this industry means that you are not only a commodity, you're also got the wow factor that the labels are looking for. So what advice would you give to others who want to be in your position?
Don't look for it. Don't try and get it. Just keep doing what you're doing, and and doing it as good as you can. And yeah, there's a lot to it.
Well, how did it come together for you?
Well, I was luckier than a lot of people in the sense that I was in a position where I was doing a gig, and the record label people were there because I was playing with my wife's band, who was signed to the label.
Yep.
So they got to see me play, and that's half the thing, is getting in front of these guys. Like, for the last 12 years or something of playing, I've had a couple of different times where we've talked to people and stuff, but I've been pretty stubborn back in, when we first had a little bit of interest going on and didn't want to play the game or what have you. And, this time around, it all happened really naturally. They'd seen us play. We got talking about what I did, I sort of said what I was willing to do, and they said what they wanted from me, and it all sort of aligned, and I thought, well, I'm not getting any younger. I might as well give this a shot.
So are you, Adam Eckersley, signed to the label, or is the band signed to the label?
I'm signed, but it was sort of my call when I was doing the deal, whether or not I wanted to be promoted as a solo act or as a band. And I've always been a band guy sort of thing. I much prefer to do that. So, I had that freedom to make that choice, which was awesome.
That's
and
cool.
They've been so cool. Like Michael Taylor from Universal's just been awesome. He's let us have the musical freedom and all that sort of stuff. So we're happy, and we can go out and perform the stuff, and we really dig playing it and all that sort of stuff, which is really important. Like, I had the beard and long hair and stuff when they seen me playing at this gig, and clear that I wasn't going to be the type of person that's going to go and, yes sir, no sir, I'll get a haircut and do this and do that. And they didn't see a need. They saw what I was doing and thought it was worth having a bit of a pun on, and they've let us do what we want to do, which is cool.
That is very cool. Now, going back to before, you said you've actually toured in Nashville, so tell me about that.
The wife and her sisters were cruising over there 2 years ago, I think, and they needed a guitar player, and I needed a wife, so I learnt their stuff, and we toured all over America for 6 months. It was a great experience. I was so grateful to be able to, cruise along on the road with them and be part of it all, because we done some great festivals and shows and stuff, and played the Grand Ole Opry twice, and
that's awesome.
All sorts of really cool things.
So how did it go, like not only being married to Brooke McClymont, but touring with her day in and day out? And obviously you're married, so you obviously like each other. But
it was fine. It was great. It was a really cool experience. I think it would have been less cool for both of us had we not been together. So
yeah, that's cool. So let's break down the whole Adam and Brooke thing, and how did you guys actually meet?
Well, we've known each other for years. We lived down the road from each other back sort of when we were 15, 16 or something like that. And Brooke sort of hated me then because I was too cool for her. No, she was living down the road from me, and I'd started a mechanic apprenticeship and was living by myself from sort of 16, so it was a pretty wild place at the time. And I had a fairly healthy mullet and a V8 panel van and the whole thing going on, and I was flying the bogan flag proudly.
Oh, that's nice. Did you have the mattress in the back too?
It was quality stuff.
Oh, and the curtains and everything, and the
I had some inappropriate stickers at one point or another. It had the velvet archway behind the seat and the ashtray in the back, and man, it was cool.
Red velvet, was it?
It was black, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. I wish I didn't get rid of that thing. It was cool. HX. It's great.
Getting back to the music, what is for you, what's the ultimate dream for your music career?
Just still be doing it when I'm old and grey. Pretty much. And I mean, it'd be great to have a heap of people come to a show to listen to my music. It's the old cliche. That's 100 people every night, or if it's 10,000 people, whatever. It'd be just cool to have people know the stuff and come and want to hear what you're putting out to them.
Yeah, that's very cool. When will we see a full album out?
Well, it's recorded. I'm having a meeting with the label people this week, actually, so later this week. And, so I'm not sure. We'll have to have a discussion and see when it works best for them and me and everything else. I'm pretty keen to get it out there, and it'll be sometime in the next 6 months.
That's cool. So now you're playing tonight, and I appreciate the time you've taken to speak to me before you go on stage. But you are playing a gig in Newcastle at the brewery again. Now, do you know when that is?
I believe it's the 28th of July.
Cool. Now, is that the triple lineup that we saw again last month?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
Okay, with McAllister Kemp and the Viper Creek Band.
That's right, yeah I hope so, because It was a great fun day.
That's very cool. Adam, I always end my chats with this one final question. What is the last CD that you purchased or downloaded?
Last CD I purchased or downloaded? Shouldn't be that hard to answer, should it? I think it might have been Joe Bonamassa might have been the last one, possibly.
Well,
I bought one for a while.
That's very cool.
Yeah, Joe Bonamassa, it's a live album.
Cool. Excellent.
This wasn't off iTunes. I didn't download it, but it was a music app that I got.
What was it?
And it was like meditation sort of Chinese music. You know, sleep. You know when you go to the acupuncture and they're playing the relaxing.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say, Adam.
I love that stuff. It's cool. I don't like the whale sounds and all that, but I can dig the stream or the Chinese.
The chimes
sort of,
and stuff.
I don't know how rock and roll that is, but yeah, that's the last actual music.
That's extremely cool. Adam, what is something that we don't know about you?
There's a lot.
Just give me one.
Dirt.
Yeah.
A bit OCD. If I'm sitting at a table, the more beers I have, everything within the general space I'm in, I line everything up, and my mate play games on me and discreetly tip my, smoke packet or my lighter just to the side so it's not all lined up, and they'll laugh because I'll 2 seconds later straighten it all back out and everything.
I love it.
I can be in utter chaos in my, more broad surroundings, but just right near me, I line everything up, and yeah.
I love it. That's the perfect answer.
Oh, cool.
All right, I'm going to let you go so you can go and jump on the stage at Rooty Hill RSL tonight for the Slim Dusty 86th birthday bash.
Yeah.
And you enjoy it. Have a great time. Thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate it. And I hope that the EP goes well. And when the new album comes out, I hope that I will receive a copy.
yeah, for sure.
And then we can start spinning that more often. So, Adam Eckersley, thank you so much for your time.
Groovy. Thanks, Kylie. Thanks for talking to me.
No worries.
See ya.
Okay, bye.